Follow the whispers of the void, but beware, my dear friends, for when the stars turn black and the shadows fall long, we may find ourselves lamenting Carcosa.
Welcome once again to Lamenting Carcosa. Today's story is one of the most personal stories in my collection. So please, grab a drink, dim your light, sit back and relax. It's story time. Before we start, whether you believe them or not, these are stories from real people. And sometimes, some story stay with you. Discretion is advised. I don't talk about this much, but it actually happened. Not to me directly, but to people I knew. And I was part of it. I saw it all unfolded. Back when I was in university, I lived in this student apartment building. Pretty basic place, kind of run down, but not the worst. One night, around 2 a.m., my classmate gets a call. It was from May, a girl he was close friends with. Of course, that's not her name. She lived in the same building as us. She sounded freaked out, said, "Someone is in my room." Not yelling, not panicking, just scared. My friend didn't even think twice, he just ran. I heard him sprint past my room. I remember opening the door slightly and seeing him rush down the hall. He got to her place, and of course, nothing. No one was there. He searched the whole room many times. Under the bed, the closet, bathroom, all clear. Nothing. He thought maybe she had a nightmare. Long day, school, stress, who knows, too many things on her mind. But then, next night, same time, another call, same deal. There's someone in her room. He ran again. Same result. Nothing. No one. Third night. It happened again. Same time. Same call. At that point, I've had enough. I stopped them. I asked what the hell was going on. That's when they told me. Apparently May had been seeing someone. Not clearly. Just the sense that someone was standing in her room. Same spot every night. She claimed that she couldn't move. She couldn't scream. And whatever or whoever it was didn't do anything. It just stood there. Although she knew it was watching her, she could see that it didn't move at all. She said it felt more real than any dreams. So we tried to figure out what changed recently. She mentioned these white shoes she got. She bought them off of a second-hand store a few days before all this started. I didn't think much of it at first, but it was the only thing that stood out. So we did the sensible thing and called the shop. The shopkeeper was clueless. She told us that they were all donated, no idea who brought them in, and she didn't seem to care either. However, she did ask us if there were any particular reason why we are calling. Of course, we were young and stupid, so we didn't want to sound silly. We told her it was nothing. Later that day, I suggested something rather bold but quite simple. I told them, move the shoes. They took my suggestion, and they took the shoe out of May's room and put them in my friend's room instead. That night, 2 a.m. sharp, both of them banged on my door like their lives depended on it. Scared out of their minds, they were both shaking, saying they saw something standing in the room, well, specifically my friend's room, with them this time. Of course, I wasn't going to miss this chance. I quickly rushed over, thinking maybe someone had broken in, or maybe I was about to see a ghost. But to my disappointment, again, there was nothing. No signs of anything. No open windows, no sounds, just weird stillness. The kind that makes you feel uneasy. So I told them, I've had enough with this. I'm taking these shoes to my room. Are you enjoying the story? If so, please give a like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out the next time I bring you another chilling tale from another unusual place. And with gratitude, I shall continue the story. The following night, I kept the shoes in my room. I didn't hide them or anything. I just put them near the door and waited. I tried my best to stay awake as long as I possibly could. But in the end, I fell asleep. To my disappointment, nothing happened. No nightmares, no cold air, no weird sounds. Nothing. And not just me. May and my friend both slept fine that night too. That's when I started wondering if it was all in their heads. Like, were they just psyching each other out? Some kind of mass delusion? You know how stress and late nights mess with people. But somehow I couldn't shake this fear in their eyes that I witnessed all those nights. Still, just to be safe, we brought the shoes back to the shop. The shopkeeper this time, however, was very curious, and she insisted that we tell her everything. And so May and my friend told her everything. In fact, there were some details that May didn't tell me the first time she told me what was going on. They explicitly told the lady that there was this man, or what seems like a man, who stood at a corner in their room. He would stand still there without moving. And each night pass, he would slowly turn his head, just his head, backward toward where May was sleeping. And by the third night, she said, his head was almost unnaturally twisted. The lady laughed, although I could tell that that laugh was a very nervous laugh. But she decided to just take the shoe back and refunded her the money. I'm sure at the time she probably thought that we were cooking up a story just so we could get a refund for that pair of shoes. The fact that that particular shop do not offer refund didn't help with the case either. But regardless, she gave us the refund. Next day, she called us all of a sudden. This time her voice was completely different. She sounded shaken, almost as if she was terrified. We visited her again, and she confessed. She said she brought the shoes home, and she also felt that something was off. She didn't go into too much of a detail, but she swore that the man with the twisted neck was in her house. It scared her enough that she left her house and stayed over at a relative's place nearby. She did not even want to go back to retrieve those damned shoes. So we accompanied her, and we finally took the shoes out of the house. She told us she was going to a temple, said she would bring the shoes and ask the monks there to take care of them. She invited us to tag along. May and my friend went with her. They did the whole prayer thing, handed the shoes over, and they stayed for some rituals. I did not go in. We don't worship the same God. So I just waited outside the temple. After that day, everything stopped. No more calls, no more panic. It was over. But even now, we don't know where those shoes came from. We don't know who wore them before and why any of that happened. And we didn't find out who that twisted neck man was. And honestly, I don't think we ever will.